Hello, welcome to my channel, The Grape Jelly Library, where we love to talk about books. My name is Floss, and this is Teddy, and we are so glad you could join us. We always look forward to your visit. Table Topics Original, Card at Random, Not Prepared to Give the Answer, Rolling with the Punches, Going with the Flow. What's the secret to having a good marriage? Okay, so everybody is going to say the obvious, communication, and it is. But I am going to say laughter, humor, being able to laugh at yourself, being able to laugh at your partner. I'm going to say that it's understanding and it's forgiveness. And, you know, it's obviously the open lines of communication, but I think an everlasting marriage, a marriage that's going to sustain the test of time, is humor and humor, communication, and understanding and forgiveness. Okay, guess what we're going to do today? We are going to do a mini book haul. You know, I have enough books to probably do 3 or 4 mini book hauls. I haven't done a book haul in quite a while, and today we are going to do a 3 books book haul. These 3 books right here, and these were basically purchased based on the cover, a recommendation, curiosity. Okay, I love green. This is a beautiful shade of green. I don't know when I bought this because I didn't write it in the book like I usually do, but I'm sure I have it somewhere to jog my memory, but right now I don't know when I bought this. Let me tell you a little bit about this one. Saul, Bellow, Herzog. That is just the prettiest shade of green I ever did see. All right. The Nobel Prize winning writer's dazzling, beloved masterpiece. Now, in my best reading voice, with as much fluidity as I can conjure up, I am going to try and read this little blurb superbly. I'm going to try to read it in a manner where I'm going to make you proud. This is the story of Moses Herzog, a great sufferer, joker, mourner, and charmer. Although his life steadily disintegrates around him, he has failed as a writer and teacher, as a father, and has lost the affection of his wife to his best friend. Herzog sees himself as a survivor, both of his private disasters and those of the age. He writes unsent letters to friends and enemies, colleagues, and famous people, revealing his wry perceptions of the world and the innermost secrets of his heart. This deluxe edition celebrates the centennial of Bellow's birth and marks a century in American letters, defined by his indelible presence. So, the main thing I found in Herzog, and continue to find in Bellow's books, was the way he could remind you in every paragraph about virtually every level of existence, the physical, the emotional, the intellectual, while doing so with grace and constant humor. The way he threw a net around everything worthwhile in life and dumped his catch on every page. Dave Eggers. So I don't know when we'll get to that, but we will be getting to that. The next is a recommendation. I have a friend by the name of Tom, and Whenever he calls or whenever I see him, one of the questions I always ask is, what are you reading? What are you reading, buddy? Because I want to know. You know what? I want to read what you're reading because I value what you read that much. And he said, Flo, I'm reading Bel Canto by Ann Patchett. It looks like this. So, you know, way back I went and I got it. And I don't know what it's about because I didn't even read the blurb. I just picked it off the shelf and purchased it because that's how much I trust in what he reads and his recommendations. Patchett's tragic comic novel invokes the glorious, unreliable promises of art, politics, and love, says The New Yorker. Somewhere in South America, at the home of the country's vice president, a lavish birthday party is being held in honor of the powerful businessman Mr. Hosokawa. Roxanne Koss, opera's most revered soprano, has mesmerized the international guests with her artistry. It is a perfect evening until a band of gun-wielding guerrillas takes the entire party hostage. But what begins as a panicked, life-threatening scenario slowly evolves into something quite different. A moment of great beauty as guerrillas and hostages forge unexpected bonds and people from different continents become compatriots, intimate friends, and lovers. Elegantly alluring, a novel that begins with a kiss and absolutely deserves one. Bel Canto is its own universe, a marvel of a book. Blissfully romantic, a terrific spell-casting story, says Janet Maslin of the New York Times, Washington Post Book World, and San Francisco Chronicle. And then the Book of Curiosity, because we have to stay curious. We have to. The complete stories of Flannery O'Connor. And you know what? I cannot have access to my library right now because it's occupied by a family member. But something in me is telling me I have this ×2. The best of the National Book Awards, fiction 1950 to 2008. O'Connor's plain-spoken, blunt, comic, cartoonish, and flagrantly melodramatic short stories were not refined New Yorker stories of the era in which nothing happens except inside characters' minds, but stories in which something happens of irreversible magnitude, often death by violent means. Ho, ho, ho. Joyce Carol Oates, The New York Review of Books. Let me say that one more time. But stories in which something happens of irreversible magnitude, often death by violent means. I feel like I should follow that up with a or maybe not. Anyways, let's see what we are looking at. We are looking at stories such as The Geranium, The Barber, Wildcat, The Crop, The Turkey, The Train, The Peeler, The Heart of the Park, A Stroke of Good Fortune, Enoch and the Gorilla, A Good Man is Hard to Find, A Late Encounter with the Enemy, The Life You Save May Be Your Own, The River, A Circle in the Fire, The Displaced Person, A Temple of the Holy Ghost, and such. So, for those of you who do not know who Flannery O'Connor is, let me tell you. She was born in Savannah, Georgia in 1925. A devout Catholic, she lived most of her life on a farm in Milledgeville, Georgia, where she raised peacocks and wrote. She was the author of 2 novels, Wise Blood and The Violent Bear It Away, 31 short stories, and numerous essays and reviews. When she died at the age of 39, America lost one of its most gifted writers at the height of her powers. Okay, so to meet your demise at 39, my gosh, she's just a baby. And to raise peacocks and write, that sounds like a splendid way to pass your time. So they are my 3 books in this 3 books review. And I don't know how soon I'm going to get to these because, you know, I am in the middle of 2 books right now. West with Giraffes and The Boys, Ron Howard and Clint Howard. And I'm in love with both of them, I'm happy to say. There's no better feeling in the world than to love the books that you're actually reading, to not want to skip ahead. No better feeling to actually sit down with a book you are in love with and actually enjoy every single word that you read. I hope what you are reading is bringing you pure book delight. Know that I love you. Until we meet again, be well, be good, and be reading. And may all your dreams come true.